Time to reach for more.
City News.
This is the Election Bureau. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Citi Prime News. The news is live from our studio at Adabraka in Accra. I am Zoe Abubeiduado. Coming up, media coalition against Galamsey critiques President Kufado's response for more time following a meeting with organized labor.
It was our children that was being subjected to that. The fact that on a consistent basis, we are being poisoned with heavy metals. Would we be asking for more time to do what?
Organized labor is expected to meet today to decide on their next line of action. But legendary South African musician Yvonne Chaka Chaka has a message for President Akufo-Addo.
We need him to practice what he's preaching so that these minerals can benefit everybody and everybody can get good water.
Also coming up, over 40 illegal miners escape arrest as task force dismantles chamfangs on Brim River.
We destroy about 20 chamfang machines belong to those who are mining in the river bodies, which is Galamsey. That's why we'll be doing these days. We are very serious about our job. We need to protect our job. With what is going on now, Ghana, with what is going on, everybody have to see this is what we are doing as a small-scale miners.
And later, family of 21-year-old demands extended investigation into Kasuwa Fire that claimed 2 lives. This bulletin is live across our partner stations in the Western region. We're on Premier 100.5 FM in Takoradi and Beach, 105.5 FM in Takoradi, Bono region, J Live 95.5 FM in Sunyani. In the Volta region, we're on Global 105.1 FM in Hoa, Danu 107.7 FM in Adakluwaya. Ashanti region, Orange FM 107.9. Northern region, Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. Upper West, Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. Northeast region, Scarp 101.3 FM in Nangpanduri. And in the Upper East region, we are on Source 100.1 FM in Boko. Across the globe, we are live on citinewsroom.com.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Thank you for your time this afternoon. We start doing stories on illegal mining, and the media coalition against Galamsey has voiced its disapproval of President Akufo-Addo's request for more time to address illegal mining issues. The president made this appeal during a meeting with organized labor leaders who are set to meet later today to consider the request. However, the convener of the media coalition against Galamsey, Ken Ashigbe, in an interview on the City Breakfast Show, questioned the president's understanding of the severity of the Galamsey crisis.
The woman in Konongo who died, her only crime was the fact that she was born in Ghana, she was in Konongo, and she was responding to nature's call. Would you be asking for more time? Would you be asking for more time for the baby that has been born with 6 limbs? Would you be asking for more time for the people who are being poisoned, people who are getting, very bad diseases? That some 2 young men in Bekwai currently, based on the mercury inhalation that they have had, even putting food in their mouth, it's become a problem. If any of us, any of the politicians, if the president and the presidency, it was our children that was being subjected to that. The fact that on a consistent basis, we are being poisoned with heavy metals. Would we be asking for more time to do what? What we are asking is that these are illegalities. The water bodies, the buffers of the water bodies, they are illegal already. Cutting, economic trees are crimes already. Going into the forest reserve and, the source of our water and cutting that, and they are all grave offenses already.
Let's hear from Mr. Ashigbe again, who has expressed concern about the quality of water from the Setrahimang water treatment plant, despite the Ghana Water Company Limited's report of reduced turbidity levels. Mr. Ashigbe warned of the potential for metallic contamination due to illegal mining.
The distraction that it is doing to us as a people are very, very clear. To the extent that Ghana Water will tell us that turbidity has now gone to 9,000 NTUs, and they want us to celebrate that. The plant in Setrahimang takes it's supposed to take turbidity of 500. Ghana Water has pushed it to 2,000, we are told. And you have 9,000 in October, and somebody wants to celebrate that? It cannot be. So sometimes, and I can understand, the angst of Sky and all of us as media people. Sometimes it's as if people don't see it. And then you hear people tell you about the time and politics and all of that. Please, we're serving notices to all the political parties. We're not going to allow any political party to benefit or profit from this fight that we're going to take. So as we push the president to take the decisions, we would ask the political, especially the NPP and the NDC, to sign on to whatever actions that we are pushing for and tell us that on the 7th of January, if any of them come into power, they would make sure that that is going to continue.
Ken Ashigbe is the convener of the Media Coalition Against Galamsey. Now, legendary South African musician Yvonne Chaka Chaka has called on President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to enforce his promises to combat illegal mining. She expressed concern over the damaging effects of illegal mining on the youth and urged the government to take decisive action. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, Madam Chaka Chaka revealed that at an upcoming Global Citizen meeting, she plans to formally appeal to President Akufo-Addo to prioritize the fight against Galamsey.
We will be having a meeting with the global citizens in Ivory Coast next week. President Akufo will be here, will be there. So I will definitely convey the message to him because we cannot afford to see young people suffering. Africa is a country with more young people. Mr. President, young people are saying solutions are there. All we need now, we need to start seeing him walking the talk. We need him to practice what he's preaching so that these minerals can benefit everybody and everybody can get good water. Mr. President, we say people shall govern. The very same people are the ones who come with solutions. So this is how we say people shall govern. So we need you to listen to them and do what is right for the country and for the people of Ghana as well.
You heard Yvonne Chaka Chaka, who is a legendary South African musician. Now, over 40 illegal miners using chamfangs on the Bream River narrowly escaped arrest by swimming across the heavily silted river and fleeing into nearby bushes. The Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners Task Force, with support from the Ghana Police Service in Enyinem, also destroyed 20 chamfangs polluting the Bream River in Moaso and surrounding communities in the Tiwa West district of the Eastern region. The Achimoda district chairman of the task force, Mohammed Amao, told Citi News that the association remains committed to eliminating illegal mining to protect legitimate small-scale mining jobs.
Today's exercise, as you can see, we destroy about 20 chamfang machines. Belong to those who are mining in the river bodies, which is Galamsey. That's why we'll be doing these days. We are very serious about our job. We need to protect our job. With what is going on now, Ghana, with what is going on, everybody have to see this is what we are doing as a small-scale miners. And we need the support from every Ghanaian, civil society, the government, and whatever. We need support so that we can all protect our river bodies. That's what we are doing today. And the operation will continue. And I'm giving warning to those who are in the water bodies. They should be careful, and we are coming after them. Whatever they are, we will come after them. We know them. We know how to get them. We'll come after them.
Mohammed Amao is the Achimoda district chairman of the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners Task Force. To some more illegal mining stories, and scores of Ghanaians are marching on day 2 of the 3-day Free the Citizens and Stop Galamsey Now protest organized by the Concerned Citizens Against Galamsey. The protest is against illegal mining activities polluting water sources and degrading land. Charles Osukumi of the Citi News is with the protesters and filed this report.
Day 2 of the 3-day street protest by the Concerned Citizens Against Galamsey is in session. Similar to the first day, the protest began at the Okonglo bus stop close to the University of Ghana Stadium at about 10 a.m. Of course, it's not a Ghanaian street march without the usual Jama sessions. And because this protest is predominantly youthful, the atmosphere has been charged. The protesters then poured onto the N4 highway to begin the close to 10-kilometer walk to the Accra Sports Stadium. I noticed that the numbers had reduced from the previous day. Lead convener for the protest, Brownson Dachi, provided some explanation.
Yeah, I think people will be coming in, but then I realized that these are most of them are entirely new people who did not join yesterday's protest. Those who joined, most of them are now reinvigorating their energies and spirits. Possibly they would have to do, because they got home late yesterday, they will have to do one or two things today before they, so possibly they will be joining us. That is, with the critical analysis we did, that's what we realized that might be the reason.
Women have historically been integral in political and social activism in Ghana. Patience Tay shared with the news team her motivation for joining the protest. Are you ready for another 10-kilometer walk?
Yes, I'm very ready. Yesterday I came at Okonglo. We started at Okonglo and then I walked all the way to Accra Sports. Today too, I'm ready to do that. Yeah.
I mean, what's the motivation?
Oh, the motivation is that our water bodies are getting destroyed.
Okay.
And our protesters that were peacefully protesting are behind bars. Yes, uncomfortable, sharing a room with 25 other people.
I mean, do you call that a peaceful protest? What happened last week?
Yes, it was. It was a peaceful protest.
There were no excesses in your estimation?
I mean, there were flags that were bent, but some of the people that arrested were not on that day that they bent the flags.
The protest has also been interspersed with moments where they pause, sing the national anthem and chant their slogans.
Simple. We say no to what? Say no to what? Say no to what? Stop balance now. Stop balance now. Stop balance now. Bring the citizens now. Bring the citizens now.
So far, this has been a peaceful protest. It will terminate at the Accra Sports Stadium, where the protesters are expected to present a petition to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. For Citi News, my name is Charles Owusu-Kumi.
Charles Owusu-Kumi joins us on the phone lines again on day 2 of the 3-day protest organized by concerned citizens against Galamsey. Good afternoon, Charles. Thank you so much for joining us. You earlier indicated that the numbers were not encouraging when you started from Okonglo today. Where have you gotten to, and can you tell us if there's an improvement in terms of numbers?
Well, Zoe, I can hear you, and the numbers have increased at the start. It wasn't, the numbers were not like they were yesterday, and I asked one of the conveners, he said they're hoping that more people will join, and I can confirm that along the way, more people have joined, and so the numbers have improved, not too far from the numbers that came yesterday. Currently, they have made a brief stop at the Polo Grounds junction, significantly because the Polo Grounds was where Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah declared Ghana's independence, and the leadership of the protest, they are taking turns to address the group, putting out their message, asking the government to immediately end illegal mining, and also calling for the release of the protesters who were arrested last week for staging a similar anti-Galamsey demonstration. So from there, they will move ahead, and just a few meters away from there is the airport police station, the junction where they will be taking onto the Association International School. Now, they are also expected to make another stop there. They did say yesterday they are doing so because they say two of the protesters who were arrested last week are being held at the airport police station. So just like they did yesterday, they'll send a delegation to go and visit them. When they return, they'll continue with the protest. So currently, that's the situation here. Numbers have improved. Earlier, it looked like the rains were going to come, but the clouds have cleared now. It's looking like a very bright day, and they are moving ahead with the protest. So they are going all the way to the Accra Sports Stadium. We are expected to present a petition to the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, demanding that the ministry and government take urgent steps against Galamsey. Yesterday, they presented one to the Attorney General, Minister for Justice. That was hinged on the protesters who were arrested. They were calling for the Attorney General to enter a nolle prosequi and seize the prosecution of the arrested persons. So today, it is expected that the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources will come to the Accra Sports Stadium and receive that petition from the protesters. You know, this is a 3-day protest, so they'll hold another one tomorrow where they will climax the event and hold a vigil also tomorrow. So, Zoe, that's the latest update from the protest grounds.
Briefly talk to us about the security in terms of the police manning this demonstration, and then what does the traffic situation in town look like?
Yes, so yesterday, the protesters had some complaints. So they used the shoulders of the road, the pavement, right from Okonglo up until around Shiashi, where they were allowed onto the main road. They complained about being cramped onto that side of the road. So today, they had conversations with the police. They said they wanted to use the main road. So right at the start, they were allowed onto the road. So they are occupying 2 lanes, and vehicles are only restricted to the inner lane of the side of the road coming into Accra. Traffic situation on that side is usually not as bad around this time. So traffic is flowing quite well. It is on the other side, heading into Legon, Medina, that you see some bit of traffic. But the situation has been okay. The police are here in their numbers, just like they were yesterday. They have formed a wall around the demonstrators, some in front, some on the sides, and some of the police officers at the back. So the demonstrators are within that circle. And so far, we've not had any cause for concern, except that, they stop, they do their singing. You see police officers some of them visibly looking tired, agitating, asking for them to move on ahead. But for the protesters, they say that this is their march. They will determine the pace of the march. And significantly, they are making these stops to be able to engage with some of the bystanders, even people in traffic. When they got to the Accra Mall area, Fana Junction, the bus stop, some of them, you see them engaging with some of the traders over there, explaining to them the effects of Galamsey, urging them to join the fight against illegal mining.
Thank you so much. That was Charles Owusu-Kumi, my colleague, who is covering the 3-day protest of the coalition against Galamsey. Let's still stay with issues having to do with illegal mining. And the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners is urging the government to engage more with organized labor to find a sustainable solution to the illegal mining crisis. The association recognizes the concerns raised by organized labor regarding the devastation caused by illegal mining activities, but has appealed for a reconsideration of their decision to initiate a nationwide strike. At a news conference in Kumasi, leadership of the association pledged support for measures aimed at combating illegal mining. General Secretary Gordon Ama addressed attendees.
With the support of the small-scale miners, towards finding lasting and sustainable solution to illegal mining, which, let's underline this, which respects the role of relevant technical and regulatory institutions and without political partisanship. There should be a bipartisan approach in dealing with illegal mining menace. Those who are politicking with the issue for their own selfish gain should desist from it, and they should know that it's not a solution, but it's a way towards destruction of our society. 40% of our merchandise exports comes from this small-scale mining sector. Yeah. It also provides jobs, opportunity to many, which is estimated 1 million directly and indirectly over 4 million people depends. The supply of raw gold for value addition to our local jewelers is from the small-scale mining sector, and the downstream job opportunities that it provides is something that cannot be overemphasized. Unemployment is a security threat, whilst food and water shortage, environmental destruction is also a security risk. Therefore, we should find a win-win solution to address the concerns that affect us all at all fronts.
Godwin Ama is the General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News. Still ahead, family of 21-year-old man demands extended investigation into Kasuwa Fire that claimed 2 lives. We'll bring you the details shortly. Please stay.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You all come back. Now, the family of Kwabena Osei, a 21-year-old man who died in a fire at Adom Estate in Kasuwa, along with his 18-year-old girlfriend, Princess Ahiate, is calling on the Kasuwa police to further investigate the incident. Relatives suspect that the fire, initially attributed to an electrical fault, may have been an act of arson. Their suspicions are based on the discovery of a petrol-filled bottle near the scene and a strange padlock securing the entrance from the outside. Additionally, CCTV footage shows an unidentified person entering the area shortly before the fire began, raising further concerns of foul play. Here is a mother of the deceased man.
My daughter mentioned to me that Osei was involved in some shady dealings and had asked her to speak to one of his clients. I asked if he was planning to pay her for this. She doesn't even visit his house. Just yesterday, she told me Osei had called her to come and see him, but I advised her not to go. Despite this, she received a phone call and left the house. Later, my sister-in-law informed me about a fire incident, and that's when I mentioned that Princess had gone to see Osei the previous day, so she might have been in the room. However, I want to clarify that Princess is not Osei's girlfriend. It's one of her friends who is in a relationship with him.
So you heard mother of 18-year-old Princess Ahiate who died in a fire at Adom Estate in Kasuwa. To some politics now, the Member of Parliament for Sefibodi, Samson Ahi, has criticized the current government for underpaying cocoa farmers despite high global market prices. Speaking during a Western North campaign tour in Elukrum, he pledged that the next NDC government would revive the cocoa sector. Samson Ahi noted that under the Mahama administration, farmers received 70% of the world price alongside benefits like free fertilizer and cocoa roads. He also promised to reintroduce these incentives and implement a pension scheme for farmers, urging voters to support John Mahama in December to restore the sector's prosperity.
Ghana yati cocoa tono amanone enti cocoa no sane yesi tono amanone no ena bambia tekonya so akodi sika ni biba na odibia mako.
The next NDC government will pay cocoa farmers a fair and reasonable producer price. The Mahama administration will bring back the free fertilizer program and the supply of improved seedlings, among others, to help cocoa farmers increase their yield. We would also introduce a pension scheme for all cocoa farmers to support them when they reach their retirement age. Despite the high world market price, the government is still cheating the local farmers.
Samson Ahi is Member of Parliament for Bodi. The Minister of Works and Housing and Vice Chair of the NPP Manifesto Committee, Kasuwa Fire, has asked the public to trust Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to deliver on his campaign promises if elected president. He praised Dr. Bawumia's track record in addressing economic challenges with bold solutions. Speaking at the Election 2024 dialogue organized by Gimpa Law Students Association themed Manifesto on Law, Governance and Jobs, Kasuwa Fire highlighted Dr. Bawumia's 6-part plan to combat illegal mining to protect the country's water bodies and the environment.
Dr. Bawumia's approach first is to take away the part of the problem which deals with people on their own prospecting in various places by ensuring that the state does the data acquisition and can direct potential miners as to where the deposits are. That you don't have people digging all over the place prospecting. That's number one. Number two, also in the manifesto, he's proposed a minerals development bank, which is aimed at financing those who don't have enough capital and therefore are resorting to all sorts of weird methods. Number three, in terms of equipment provision, we've already piloted the gold catcher machine. And so if you look at the manifesto, we are intent on making available some more machinery and resources to those who want to do it properly. Number four is that we want to register the community mining scheme some more, which is better regulated and for people who are down the lower side of the chain. Today, I think the feedback is that those who are doing community mining are not necessarily as involved in, excuse my language, the kind of dastardly activities and crazy activities we're seeing. So if we're able to get them more into that space, then you can better regulate them and ensure that they are able to do what they need to do then. Then at the same time, you are also then able to better police the water bodies and ensure that those who want to do it, go and do it in a place where they are supported and then they do it better.
Kasuwa Fire is the Minister of Works and Housing and Vice Chair of the New Patriotic Party Manifesto Committee. Minister for Youth and Sport Mustafa Yif has urged the need for collective efforts to reshape Ghana's political landscape to better represent the voices and interests of all citizens. Speaking at a Women and Youth Empowerment Forum organized by the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping and Training Centre in partnership with Australia's Curtin University, Mustafa Yif highlighted the importance of inclusive representation. The workshop, themed Promoting Women and Youth as Partners in Achieving a Peaceful 2024 Election and Beyond, focuses on increasing youth and women participation in governance, especially in the lead-up to the 2024 general elections.
As a nation, we must continue to promote active participation of women and youth in all aspects of electoral and governance processes, as stated in the National Youth Policy 2022-2032, which seek to empower young people to play a decisive role in their development. We must embrace the mantra, nothing for us without us. Together, we can redefine and reshape our political landscape to make it more inclusive and representative of the people of our country.
You heard Minister for Youth and Sports, Mustafa Yif. Now, the Ghana Health Service has reported an increase in the number of suspected monkeypox cases. This follows the confirmation of a monkeypox case in the Biawas district of the Western North region, along with the revelation that 230 other suspected cases have been reported across 88 districts nationwide. Speaking on Newsfeed on Channel 1 TV, Dr. Dennis Odai-Lai, Deputy Director in charge of surveillance at the Ghana Health Service, stated that his team is working diligently to contain a potential spread.
We're picking the potential cases
and our laboratories are also up to the task, and so they are able to test and tell us that it's not. In 2022 and 2023, when we had the outbreak, the global outbreak, we did some concurrent testing, and some of them were also found to be chickenpox and not mpox. And so some of these cases that have tested negative may be chickenpox or others. But yes, our surveillance system has been looking out for mpox, and the 230 cases we've seen this year. In fact, the numbers have gone up a bit more, but the numbers we've seen so far are all for just 2024.
He also mentioned that areas in Ghana near Ivory Coast can be considered monkeypox hotspots.
See that Greater Accra or the Accra Metro was a hotspot, but this is just one case. It's been found in one district. I would say that there may be some districts of concern. If you look at the fact that Ivory Coast has recorded quite a number of cases, we could say that the districts that border Ivory Coast may potentially be areas that we could have cases or higher numbers.
Dr. Dennis Odailai is Deputy Director in charge of surveillance at the Ghana Health Service. Thank you for your time this afternoon. That'll be all for this edition of Citi Prime News, which came to you live from our studio at Adabraka in Accra. For more news, visit citinewsroom.com. My name is Zoe Abubeiduado. Keep listening to the Election Bureau. Good afternoon.
Citi News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.
Citi 97.3 Accra.